changing my voice. I'm going to put 2 clips in this video. When it comes to 1 John 2:15, you don't love the world. So what's not in this world? For example, angels. Angels aren't supposed to be fairy, white supremacist, gay-looking deities. They're not hermaphrodites. Okay, that's something that people who are playing the game like to say. But the reality of the situation is the reason why angels have weapons, because it's modeled after the Royal African Falcon martial art order. Not after fencing or kung fu or karate or any other thing. Not capoeira, but specifically the Royal African Falcon top martial artist order. After my flesh dies, it will not be here anymore because of the extreme treachery of people. And they need to understand that we're not the same species. So when you look at angels, right? Okay, the most important thing to remember is not what the sword symbolizes beyond what comes to mind when we think of the Royal African Falcon martial art order. It's that. Then there's the idea of, it's the spirit. It's not really scripture, right? And they say the sword of scripture. It's really the sword of the Spirit of God, which is conveyed through the Messiah, me, and the Royal African Falcon top martial arts order first. And then there's, and it has to go through, you have to obey. And there's the spear, right? It symbolizes the spirit in which is given, the spirit in which is received, the spirit in which you strike someone, what have you. So other people don't understand these things. Okay, and time is short. This video is not to offend, but if I don't say this a certain way, that they're not going to understand. And yes, they might suppress the video. I'm aware of everything I need to be aware of. Okay? This is God's plan. You people bred in a certain way, you positioned yourself in a certain way, and that's what happens. If you were going fishing or something, and you just went to the dirt instead of to a body of water, and you threw your hook into the dirt, you're not going to catch any fish. So you have to position yourself. You positioned yourself to not only be far from me at times, but all of you positioned yourself in life to reject the truth, to reject obeying God through me, the commandments and the chain of command. You rejected it. And some of you formed these orders I find utterly detestable. So why do I single out the English and the Europeans and the Jews and da-da? Because they're the main ones persecuting me, and they're insisting that I follow their hypocritical and incorrect order. They don't understand the order, and they play stupid games to provoke me. Like they'll mess up the order of my videos or something to say, well, you have a problem with the order. That's our way of telling you that. And they play these stupid, sick, weirdo, maniac games. These crazed, like Freemason-like games. The Riddler, the Jigsaw, Saw. These silly, 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 stupid games. Well, many people are suffering and dying, including people in their families. People are being raped. Everyone outside the divine order is going to hell. And they keep playing these dumb fucking games and provoking me and poisoning me. And then someone will say, well, why don't you try being a Buddhist? Because God's order is not Buddhist. It's not gay meditation. It's not mental health. Those people don't know what they're doing. So people in mental health don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. They know a little bit about what happens when you drug people with certain chemicals who are batshit crazy, and that's about it. They certainly don't know what they're talking about in my case. 1 John 2:15 says, don't love the world or anything in the world for a reason. And in order for, us to live together with a minimum amount of friction, you need to stop trying to tell me what to do. You need to stop trying to persecute me. Okay, I follow traffic laws and little things like that. That doesn't matter anyway. You need to stop trying to get me to obey the fucking devil. That causes problems. Nothing is more offensive and oppressive than that. And I don't plan to hurt anybody, but nothing is calling for someone to strike them down more than insisting that the most righteous person ever obeys the fucking evil and sniveling, insignificant worm, Set, Baal, Zeus, devil. It says, hey Zeus, right? Jesus in Spanish. And it says, haze us. It's a play on words for haze us. So they want to be hazed like Ganymede was and raped by Zeus. Hazed like Hera, the rape of Europa. All the rapes in Greco-Roman mythology, Sabines, Callisto, on and on and on and on and on, right? The rape of Medusa. That's how you piss off a righteous person to the extreme. And trying to have a bunch of guys pretend that they're angry while they're insisting on a controlled opposition spirit. News flash, for those of you who are quote-unquote angry about rape, yeah, you're a little irritated or something. You're fucked in the head. If you were really mad about it as a man, you would not be using their rape energy to try to deal with it. And that rape energy is that Western spirit that you're in. How can you be in the spirit of rape and then snuff out rape? Okay, obviously you're just reinforcing your own personal kind of rape spirit, rape energy, rape culture, the accompanied culture, basically the way people relate to each other, the cultures, okay, the way of thinking, the state of being that makes it so people don't have valid sexual relations, if you will, but just kind of confused, lack of true consent. That's why it's called consent form of rape. And they're making it hard for me to talk right now because they're fucking rapists. Shame on you people on duty right now. Shame on you. Disgrace on your families. Disgrace and shame. I call on God to punish you for making it harder for me to communicate this right now. You may as well be holding down your children and every children in your family, every kid in your family to be fucking raped. Shame on you. Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. It should be very clear to everyone that other people don't believe because we're not equal. I'm superior to other people. They're not from a long line of morally precise martial artists. Okay? They don't understand what happens when you cheat me out of my right to lead. They play stupid frat games. Some are knuckleheads like bikers. They don't use their heads, right? They don't believe in truly living dignity and righteousness. They believe in conforming. Kind of like a farm animal, a pig or something, just eating slop all day, whether it's expensive or not. And just focusing on the things of this world like a complete fool. They're not decent, they're not dignified, they don't love themselves or their families. They don't understand what it means to be a human being. And they certainly don't understand the Messiah. They don't truly believe just because someone looks like they're a human, like a Neanderthal did, or Denisovans, or Homo erectus, doesn't mean that they are human. They're not. I'm not saying this to insult anybody. This is the bottom line. The reason why people won't rally and obey God through me is because they're a different species that doesn't understand the point of life. There's no simple way to say it, so I'll just say this. The reason why it's called the mark of the beast is because people who don't obey God through me are just animals.